Hello and welcome to Tête à Tête, France 24's flagship interview show. Our guest this week is Ukraine's Prime Minister, Denis Shmyhal. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you. It's an honor for me and pleasure for me to be here.
Ukraine just conducted a daring operation deep inside Russia, striking 4 airfields. The assumption is that a third of Russia's cruise missile bombers have been obliterated. Why did you decide to do this now, as there are talks between Russia and Ukraine?
So, from our side, it was just military operation, very accurate military operation, I would say. So, we propose total ceasefire for 2 months ago, and Russians still are not on this page, so they continue fighting against Ukraine every night, every day. So we have nightly missile and drone attacks on the civil and on the civil infrastructure, and they just continue. So we have no other way just to destroy their military objects and to cut their possibility to continue this cruise missile attacks on Ukrainian territory, on our population or on our children, because all the world can see nightly attacks on civilian infrastructure and on our people. So it was operation which was just needed to make a more secure situation in Ukraine.
But this spiderweb operation, as it's been called, also shows that Ukraine is able to infiltrate not only the border region, Kursk, Bryansk, and so on, but as far as Siberia. I mean, this shows that Russia is much more fragile than it would seem.
Innovations and new technologies during this war play a crucial role, and drones, artificial intelligence, another new
Western cooperation?
Absolutely. Innovative technologies play really crucial role, and this operation and these technologies now are the game changers on the battlefield. And I believe that Ukraine has many other ideas, technologies, how to move into ahead. So now during
negotiations... So this is not just a one-shot. This could happen again.
We are working constantly to do our best to short Russian possibility to attack Ukraine. So you see the results in the Black Sea when the small sea drones just liberate Black Sea, and Ukraine having its own sea fleet just liberates Black Sea. So now we continue to clear our sky from Russian bombers, and we will do the same in other spheres, including on the ground.
Does it mean including blowing bridges in the Kursk region? Russia claims that you just did so, killing several people. Is Ukraine behind the attack, as Russia claims?
There is no improvement, so we'll see how So Russians now take off these messages about blowing of these
You didn't do
bridges. So we'll see. They should demonstrate and...
but you could say it's us.
I have no information about this. So.
Your attack, is it also a way to send a message to your allies that have been rather reluctant to give you long-range weapons to strike Russia, that they need to do so? Now the German Chancellor says there's no limit on the range of missiles the allies are going to deliver Ukraine, but this is talk for now. Do you expect them to do so, or is it for you a way to show that you can do it without them?
This is good news. Politically, it's a good message, but we are still waiting for long-range equipment, because we need long-range missiles to cut Russian logistics near of the Ukrainian borders. Now Russia continues their attacks on Donetsk, on Zaporizhia, on Sumy region. So the only way how to stop them, how to deter them, don't lost so many lives, human lives, it's a long-range equipment by which we can cut their military logistics.
So let's take the example of Germany. The previous Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, did not want to give Taurus long-range missiles to Ukraine. The new Chancellor says he wants to do so, but is it happening? Is Germany delivering you those weapons or just talking?
We have agreed with Germany, don't communicate publicly any cooperation in defense and military industry, so I have no information.
But you're hoping this is going to happen?
I hope that we will have enough strength in long and middle range equipment there in Ukraine from our Western partners.
Right, because I mean, you don't have enough Patriot missiles, obviously.
Absolutely.
But do you get enough help from countries like Germany? We just talked about, let's say, France. Is it enough, or is it way not enough?
We need to have support from France, we need support from Germany, from European Union. So as for now, European Union, including Germany and France as a main contributor to our defense capacities, give to Ukraine the biggest amount. So all totally European Union give to Ukraine amount 138 billion euros for this more than 3 years of full-scale war. And we move into ahead with protecting of the East European borders. We will do so. I should emphasize that we have absolutely perfect equipment and weaponry from France. So some petty Crotals, now Mirage 2000 are perfect military equipment which helps us save many lives. Not enough, we ask more. We ask for joint ventures to produce very effective equipment which is testified on the battlefield. So actually this is one of the topic of our tomorrow's and today's negotiations here in France, to continue our cooperation, to develop it, to increase this, to give more acceleration in mutual joint venture production of military and defense equipment.
European countries have also talked about sending troops to Ukraine to monitor a possible ceasefire. Is this happening, or is this falling apart?
We don't ask for human force. We don't ask for European troops on the ground there in Ukraine. We ask for more ammunition, for more artillery shells, for more equipment. We have enough people who will protect Ukrainian borders.
So you don't want European forces in Ukraine?
So we have no European forces now in Ukraine. If after ceasefire regime or after peace agreement, European countries will decide to send like monitoring missions, so let's discuss this.
Before that, obviously there needs to be a ceasefire, peace. Ukraine keeps repeating it is ready to make big steps towards peace. We know what Russia wants. Russia wants Crimea, Russia wants the Donbass, Russia doesn't want NATO membership for Ukraine. This means this is the big step you're ready to make. Are you ready to make territorial concessions, for example?
So actually, yesterday, my president announced all of conditions which we give on the negotiations in Istanbul today. So first of all, total ceasefire, as we proposed for the last 2 months, bringing back all Ukrainian children and exchange by all the prisoners of war, all by all, from both sides. All the rest conditions should be discussed on the level of the leaders. It means that it should be meeting between President Zelensky and Putin.
With President Trump?
Maybe with President Trump. And during this meeting, all the rest conditions will be discussed. But,
including territorial concessions?
But for Ukraine, it's very important. According to our constitution, we can't discuss any territorial...
But according to Donald Trump, you should.
We will never recognize occupation or giving to Russia our territory. So it could be occupied. We will looking for diplomatic ways how to liberate this. But as for now, there is no decision from Ukrainian society that we should give Russia territories.
Have you given up NATO membership? Donald Trump has said no way.
No way today, but who knows? Finland, for example, and Sweden waiting for 70 years till they became members of NATO. So again, this is in our constitution. 90% of population of Ukraine support this. So even if you will make referendum there in Ukraine about NATO or EU membership, so 90% of population will approve that Ukraine and Ukrainian society would like to be NATO member and would like to be EU member. So there is no political instruments how to take it off from the constitution, so it will be, and Ukraine will still on our way to European Union. We are very close, and to NATO. So we are ready to wait.
How close are you to EU membership?
As for now, we are approved by our government 3 negotiation clusters, and we hope that it will be opened during the June, and we hope that next 3 clusters will be opened during the second half of the year. So all 6 clusters should be opened this year, and it will be our homework before political decision about membership.
Quickly, the issue of Russian frozen assets. The interest of those assets can be used as a collateral for Ukraine to buy military equipment, for example. Ukraine has been demanding to use the assets directly. European countries have been reluctant. They said there are legal issues, political issues, obviously. Do you think there is movement on this? What do you think will happen?
Thank you so much. So 3 years ago, we began negotiations with our partners about confiscation of all frozen Russian assets. And there was no, it's impossible. But after this, we have many discussions, many homework from both sides. And as for now, we have 50 billion euros ERA loans for Ukraine as loans from the frozen Russian assets windfall incomes. So it was the first step. So now we are working on the second step, total confiscation of frozen Russian assets.
Is it realistic?
I hope so, because there is political decision about immobilizing, so there should be decision about confiscation. And this is only political decision. Later we will find legal way how to implement this. So it's important because, as we know from the report of the World Bank, EU and UN, Russia destroy infrastructure and make losses and damages there in Ukraine on the amount more than €500 billion, and we need a very, very ground source for financing of recovery of Ukraine. So it could be frozen Russian assets as a 1/2, and maybe structural funds for European companies which would like to invest in Ukraine as another one source for development of European economy and to support Ukraine.
Just as a conclusion, are you hopeful that there will be a ceasefire soon in your country?
We hope so, because we are working hard. We press on Russia from all the sides. We ask for the sanctions. We press on the battlefield. You see the operations. So I hope it will lead us to the negotiations and good results of the negotiations, total and unconditional ceasefire from Russia's side. So this is the only decision of Putin. We are ready absolutely for the long time to go to this.
Denis Shmyhal, I want to thank you very much for being our guest here on France 24.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you all for watching this edition of Tête à Tête. Stay tuned for more news.